Welcome back to Book Divers. Today, we aren't just swimming on the surface, we are diving to the very bottom of your psychology. If you are listening to this right now, I want you to try something for me. Don't touch your phone. For the next 60 minutes, make a pact with yourself. But even as I say that, do you feel it? That slight, invisible itch in your thumb? That tiny voice in the back of your head wondering if you got an email, a text, or a like? That itch is the subject of today's deep dive. We are exploring Dopamine Detox by Thibaut Meurice. I want to introduce you to a friend of mine. Let's call him Alex. Alex lives in a city like yours. He has dreams like yours. He wants to build a business, get in the best shape of his life, and read 50 books a year. But Alex has a secret problem. He is an addict. He isn't addicted to illegal substances. He's addicted to stimulation. And because of this, despite all his talent, Alex is stuck. He feels tired but wired. He feels busy but unproductive. Today, we are going to fix Alex. And in the process, we are going to fix the way you interact with the modern world. We are going to break down the science, the psychology, and the practical steps to reset your brain. Let's begin. To understand the solution, we first have to witness the problem. Let's watch Alex's morning. It is 7 a.m. The alarm rings on his smartphone. Before Alex even opens his eyes, his hand slides under the pillow. It's muscle memory. He turns off the alarm, but he doesn't put the phone down. He opens Instagram, scroll, double tap, scroll, then Twitter, refresh, then email, panic. By 7:15 a.m., Alex hasn't even brushed his teeth, but his brain has processed the vacation photos of 5 strangers, 2 political arguments, 3 work crises, and a sale on sneakers he doesn't need. His brain is already flooded. He finally gets up, makes coffee, and sits down to do his deep work. But the moment he opens his laptop, he feels fuzzy, heavy. The work feels incredibly hard. So what does he do? He grabs the phone again, just for a second, he tells himself. This is what we call the cycle of overstimulation. Alex believes he has a motivation problem. He thinks he is lazy, but he's wrong. He has a biological problem. He has fried his receiver. This leads us directly into our first major lesson from the book. Lesson number 1. Dopamine is not what you think it is. Most of us, including Alex, think dopamine is the pleasure molecule. We think it's the feeling of enjoyment. But Thibaut Meurice clarifies a crucial scientific distinction. Dopamine is not the molecule of pleasure. It is the molecule of anticipation. It is the molecule of more. Think about this. Have you ever ordered a pizza? The moment you hit order on the app, you feel a rush of excitement. You track the driver. You wait. But the moment you actually eat the pizza, the excitement fades. The second slice is never as good as the thought of the first slice. That is dopamine.
In our evolutionary past, this saved us. It made our ancestors hunt. It made them seek berries. It was a survival mechanism to keep us moving forward. But in the modern world, we have hacked this system. Social media is a berry bush that never runs out of fruit. Tinder is a tribe that never stops introducing you to new mates. Amazon is a hunt that requires zero effort. We are cavemen living in a science fiction world, and our internal guidance system is spinning out of control. This brings us to lesson number 2, the tolerance trap. Imagine you are listening to your favorite song. The first time you hear it, you get chills. It's amazing. But if you listen to that same song on repeat for 5 hours, it becomes noise. To get that same feeling, you need to turn the volume up louder, or you need a new song. This is exactly what is happening to your brain. This is a biological process called downregulation. When you flood your brain with cheap dopamine from TikTok, sugar, video games, your brain tries to protect itself. It says, "Whoa, this is too much stimulation." So it reduces the number of dopamine receptors. It turns the volume down on your life. This is why normal things feel boring to Alex. Reading a book, too quiet. Building a business, too slow. Talking to his family, not stimulating enough. His baseline for happiness has moved so high that simple joys cannot reach it anymore. He feels numb. He feels empty, not because he's depressed, but because he's desensitized. He needs a hard reset.
Before we can fix Alex, we need to know who he is fighting. Lesson number 3 identifies the 3 main enemies of your focus. Enemy number 1, the digital slot machine. Your phone. It is not a tool, it is a casino. Every time you pull down to refresh your feed, you are pulling the lever of a slot machine. Will it be a like, a comment, a funny video? The uncertainty is what makes it addictive. Enemy number 2, processed pleasure. This is food high in sugar and fat. The sugar coma you feel after a donut isn't just physical, it's a dopamine crash. Enemy number 3, novelty seeking. The constant need for new news, new drama, new trends. Alex is fighting a war on 3 fronts every single day. He tries to use willpower to fight it. But willpower is like a battery, and by 10 a.m., after battling his phone and his breakfast, Alex's battery is dead. So, how do we save him? We don't use willpower, we use a protocol. This brings us to lesson number 4, the definition of detox. Let's be very clear what a dopamine detox is not. It is not a monk's lifestyle. It is not about never having fun again. Think of it like fasting. You don't stop eating forever. You fast to give your digestive system a break so it can heal. A dopamine detox is fasting for the brain. The goal is to lower your tolerance. We want to lower that baseline so that boring things feel fun again. We want Alex to sit down at a blank page and feel excited to write, not anxious to scroll. Maurice outlines 3 specific levels of detox. You need to pick your difficulty. This is where the work begins.
Lesson number 5. The Hard Reset. This is level 1. This is for those of you who feel completely burnt out, broken, and unable to focus for more than 5 minutes. You need a total system reboot. The duration is 48 hours, usually a Saturday and Sunday. Here are the rules, and they are strict. No phone, no computer, no internet, no movies or TV, no music or podcasts, no junk food, no sexual stimulation. So what can you do? You can drink water, you can walk, you can journal, you can meditate, you can eat simple foods like rice and veggies, you can stare at a wall. It sounds like torture, doesn't it? That fear you feel right now, that is the addiction talking. That is the fear of being alone with your own thoughts. If 48 hours feels impossible, we move to lesson number 6, maintenance mode. This is level 2. Once you have done a hard reset, or if you simply cannot afford to go offline for 2 days, you do this once a week. Pick a Sunday. On this day, you turn the tech off. You put the phone in a drawer. You engage with the physical world. You cook a meal from scratch. You go for a long hike. You write with a pen and paper. This weekly reset prevents your tolerance from creeping back up. It keeps your brain sensitive to simple joys. It reminds you that you are a human being, not a user of an operating system. And finally, for the long term, we have lesson number 7, the lifestyle protocol. This is level 3. This is how you live your life moving forward without living in a cave. There are 3 rules to this lifestyle. 1. The sacred morning. The first 60 minutes of the day are strictly no screen, no inputs, only outputs. You own your morning, the world does not. 2. Focus blocks. When you work, the phone is not on the desk. It is not in your pocket. It is in another room. Research shows even the presence of a phone lowers cognitive capacity. 3. The wind down. No screens 2 hours before bed. If Alex applies just this level 3 protocol, he reclaims about 4 hours of his day and 50% of his mental energy. But he has to survive the withdrawal first. Lesson number 8. Surviving the itch. Let's simulate the first 4 hours of Alex's detox. He locks his phone in a drawer. He sits on his couch. Minute 15. He feels okay. He thinks, I can do this. This is peaceful. Minute 45. His hand twitches. He wonders if he got an important email.
He wonders what the weather is. Hour 2, he feels anxious. He feels bored. He feels like he is wasting time. I should be doing something productive, his brain screams. This feeling is the itch. This is your brain throwing a tantrum because you took away its pacifier. Maurice's advice here is critical. Embrace the itch. Do not fight it. Observe it. Say to yourself, I am feeling bored. I am feeling anxious. That is okay. Realize that you are not your cravings. You are the observer of your cravings. If you can sit through this fire, you will come out forged in steel. This leads us to lesson number 9, the superpower of boredom. In the US, we treat boredom like a disease. We kill it instantly. Standing in line at Starbucks, pull out the phone. Waiting for an elevator, pull out the phone. But the book argues that boredom is where genius lives. Isaac Newton discovered gravity while sitting under a tree, doing nothing. Einstein did his best thinking while daydreaming on a train. When you are bored, your brain activates something called the default mode network. It starts connecting dots. It starts solving problems you didn't even know you had. It starts planning the future. When Alex survives the itch we talked about, he enters the flow. Suddenly, writing his business plan doesn't seem hard. It seems interesting. Why? Because in a world of silence, the work is the most stimulating thing available. Lesson number 10, filling the void. So, you're in the detox, you're bored, you're climbing the walls. What do you actually do? You can't watch TV, you can't scroll. You engage in low dopamine activities. These are activities that give a slow burn of satisfaction, not a spike. 1. Journaling. Get those chaotic thoughts out of your head and onto paper. You will be shocked at the clarity you find. 2. Walking. No music, no podcasts, just walking. Look at the trees, look at the architecture. Be present in your body. 3. Planning. Map out your life, not your day, your life. What do you want the next 5 years to look like? This is the void. It feels empty at first, but it is actually full of potential energy.
Lesson number 11. The identity shift. The ultimate goal of dopamine detox is to shift your identity from consumer to creator. Consumers are passive. They let the world happen to them. They eat the berries. They watch the shows. They read the news. Creators are active. They make things happen. They plant the bushes. They write the scripts. They make the news. When you are high on cheap dopamine, you are stuck in consumer mode. You consume content, food, and products. When you detox, you naturally shift into creator mode. You have excess energy. You have to do something with it. You write, you build, you exercise, you create. Ask yourself right now,
Do you want to spend the rest of your life watching other people live theirs, or do you want to start living your own?
Lesson number 14. Handling relapse. You will mess up, I guarantee it. You will detox for a week, and then one Tuesday night you will possess a moment of weakness and binge watch YouTube for 4 hours. Does this mean you failed? Does this mean the detox didn't work? No. The book warns against the what the hell effect. This is when you eat one cookie, feel guilty, and say, what the hell, I ruined my diet, I'll eat the whole box. If you relapse, forgive yourself instantly. Do not beat yourself up. Shame leads to stress, and stress leads to more dopamine seeking. Just get back on the horse. Reset the next morning. Progress is messy. Consistency is more important than perfection. Let's integrate what we have learned on this journey, book divers. We started with the diagnosis. You aren't lazy, you are overstimulated. We exposed the trap. Cheap dopamine raises your tolerance, making real life boring. We learned the cure, a detox, either 48 hours or 24 hours, to reset your baseline. We discovered the void. Boredom is a tool for creativity and clarity. And we adopted the lifestyle. Be a creator, not a consumer. Use dopamine as a reward for hard work, not a relief from stress. Alex applied these lessons. He didn't become a robot. He didn't stop using the internet, but he stopped being a slave to it. He reclaimed his attention, and in the economy of the future, attention is the most valuable currency you have. So, book divers, the choice is now yours. You can close this video, open Instagram, and go right back to the loop. You can go back to being the Alex we met at the start of this story, tired, wired, and unfulfilled. Or you can start your detox, maybe not 48 hours, maybe just tonight, maybe just for the next hour. Prove to yourself that you are the master of your mind, not the slave of a silicon chip. Here is my challenge to you. I want you to leave a comment below saying I am in, and tell me one thing you are going to delete from your phone today. Just one. I'll be down there replying to you. If this deep dive added value to your life, please hit that subscribe button and join the Book Divers community.
We don't just read books here, we live them. Dive deep, stay focused, and I'll see you in the next one.